Good evening. Welcome to week 5. I am Jamise Buford, director of the Women's Business Center. You all know who I am. And I'm so excited to have not one, but 2 guests tonight. And Ms. Moore had the opportunity to talk a little bit with one of our speakers, Kelsey Smith, who is the owner of, go ahead with your quick.
The Social Solutions Agency.
Go with your, wait. Before you finish, because I love putting people on the spot. Let me see who's waiting in the waiting room, because I want to make sure we hear it. Okay, I see Daryl, but I can't. Okay, there she is. Okay, wait till she comes in, and then I'm gonna let you do your 60 seconds, just like you had Miss Moore. See, I'm gonna turn it around.
I love it.
So it's Kelsey Smith, whose business. Go for it. 60
Hey,
seconds.
you guys. My name is Kelsey Smith, owner of the Social Solutions Agency, where we help business owners like yourself, busy business owners, leverage social media to monetize fast. So here to help make social media easy and fast and simple for you guys. So, and excited to be talking to you guys more about that.
I knew you were going to deliver. I knew I could put you on the spot and you deliver. This is the power of having the opportunity to know your business. And you might not have 7 minutes like you'll have next week. You might have 60 seconds, just like Kelsey took advantage of. I told you this group, you'll have a full house, I'm sure. Here's Venice. Hey, Daryl. I had to make sure I brought you in before she gave her spiel too. I didn't want anybody waiting in the waiting room. Good evening, Miss Venice, Sparkle, everybody. I want to, hey, good evening. You're in for a treat. So congratulations on coming tonight, like y'all always do. I'm telling you, this class is a second to none when you think about engagement. So a few administrative things that I want to make sure that I share is, first things up, Kelsey, should I bring your note taker in? I usually don't bring my guy in, but I can certainly admit your note taker. Is that okay? Because we do have a recording and everything.
As long as I can get the recording, we're good. You don't have to let him in.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so I just want to make
sure. I'm trying to do a class. Sorry, y'all. Sorry.
No worries. So I want to do a few administrative things. And Miss King, I need your help. You are one that shared with me that you received your email from the Urban League. And Miss Moore, who came on a little early, got a little coaching on the side before we got started, was asking me who the email came from. Well, because I'm not in the cohort, I didn't get it. And I'm on the other side.
I'll check. Hold on 1 second.
Thank you so much. And so we got to make sure everybody's locked and loaded on this, because if not, you're not going to get credit for the class. That would be shameful. When I mean credit, I'm talking about with the Urban League. For those of y'all who are in Cobb County, especially, so you don't have to take another class. You can, but why not get credit for this one so you can be considered for the big pitch money contest that they have for the $20,000 that I told you we had a client that actually won that, okay? And then secondly, in terms of having that just, again, elevates your opportunity to take advantage of all the benefits of the cohort. So I want to take a pause for the cause and just see from Miss King who it came from, so we can go around robin, because I know y'all don't want to hear from me. I know y'all want to hear from Miss Kelsey Smith. Okay.
It's in the chat. The email is
awesome.
In the chat.
Okay. Thank you, Miss King.
No problem.
Do you see itsd@mbda.gov?
And this
so
is
Miss Moore.
That's the name that came attached to it.
Perfect.
As well.
Thank you so much. So if you could, I don't want to distract anyone, but I do want to make sure that everybody receive this so that you can continue getting the benefit. You all are getting bonuses, not in addition to Kelsey. You're going to get another bonus, Sabrin, who's our CFO of Greater Wealth Works, who's going to come right behind her. But the quicker we can get to Miss Kelsey presentation around social media and we can get through it and we can go on to Sabrin and then hopefully get you out a few minutes early tonight. Okay.
I have a question. Okay, so the email from the Urban League, is that something we have to initiate, or because maybe I missed that part? Are we supposed to send something to them?
No, I sent them your email because you were all a part of the cohort and you were supposed to receive it from the email that Miss King was so gracious enough to put in the chat box for me. But no, I initiated it on your behalf because you're a part of this cohort. So For you, Miss Venice, let me tell you what I sent for you. Okay. I sent them, or our partners at the Urban League, your email address. That's all I did. I sent them your name, Venice Walker, but I sent WCVINIS@gmail.com.
Okay, that's correct.
Did you
Okay.
check your spam?
Yeah, I'll do that right now.
Okay, perfect. All right. Daryl, did you receive yours? Let's go around the horn real quick. Let me take myself off this pen because I wonder.
I
tried
did not receive it either. Is it just for Cobb County or what?
No, it's for everybody.
No.
It's everybody's going to get the benefits. You may not, because you're not in Cobb County, you may not be able to pitch, but you could be a part of the process. All the benefits of us being a partner as a member of their community jointly. There's so many more in addition to the pitch contest. So Ms. Strickland, let me tell you what I sent for them, for you. I sent them TOMETRICE_S@yahoo.com.
That is correct.
Okay.
Let me
Do you
check
see
mine.
anything? Yep. Okay. Thank you so much. Daryl, did you get yours?
Yep, and I filled out the link. It looked really spammy. I remember it looking really spammy when I first saw it. So if
That's
anybody
good feedback.
has spam filters on, I was trying to find it to send a picture.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I was doing a screen print of it to post in here so everybody would know what it looked like because it was in my spam folder.
Oh, yes. Can you?
So
Yeah,
I'll do that.
It does look very spammy.
Our
I
virtual
only-
assistant
I
agrees.
only opened it because it asked the question. I opened it because I was trying to read the question. And literally, that's the only reason I opened it.
Okay. So you see how it looks spammy. Thank you, Daryl. It looks spammy. Thank you, Ms. King. And then whoever has a picture of how it looks, let's put it in the chat box so we can go ahead and enable it. Believe me, it's not going to do anything but help you.
So
And I
Thank
want to
you.
make sure.
I think I
I-
found it. Thanks,
You think you found it? Okay.
everyone. I did.
Thank
I
you for
put
the
the
feedback.
content of what it looks like and then I do an actual picture of it too.
Gotcha. Awesome. Awesome. And I'm Sabrin. He's another guest that's going to start after Miss Smith. And he'll be joining us here shortly. So we got a full house tonight, ladies. And it's going to be a good time spent, I'm sure. So just lean in and take it all in and take care of this administrative piece for me right quick. And then I will leave you all alone on that end.
Okay. I was trying to put the picture in, but for some reason it doesn't let me post an image or attach a file, just text. So
Okay. That's okay. I think most people saw what was put in there and are able to find. Daryl, you already found it. I said Daryl, but I really meant Miss Moore. Did you find it?
I did not.
Okay. Well, I will let our friends know.
if it let me share, am I sharing my screen? Because if I could share my screen,
Yeah,
this,
just sharing it.
okay, this is the screen share. So you guys will see what it looks like.
Awesome. Take a picture. Do what you like. Venice, thank you, Ms. Walker, for doing that. That's really going to help us because this is for everybody. And this capital readiness program is just another way to get you towards accessing all the resources you need. We are only as great as our partnership and resources. So this is just another tool in your toolkit. And I apologize, it was a little wonky kind of getting you, on, but and a little hard to find. But believe me, this is going to be best for you in the long run, for sure. All right, Miss Sparkle, did you get your email? I'm sorry to call everybody out, Miss Kimberly. I just want to do a little housekeeping.
Yes,
Okay.
I did, and I replied to it.
Awesome. And Miss Jackson, you did too?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay. I think we're almost at 100%. Miss Moore, we will get you there. Don't you worry, my friend, because remember, I initially sent the other email and I resent it. So let me settle up and reconcile with Miss Lauren, who's our administrator for our partners at Urban League, and I will let you know. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And Sabrin Francis, who will be coming after Miss Smith, Kelsey, who was already shared with you her elevator speech. She did it in less than 60 seconds. It was flawlessly too. So thank you for letting me go through those pieces. We're already recording. If others join, I will let them in and manage the chat box and the room. And we'll introduce and tee up Sabrin afterwards, who's going to come after Kelsey, who is our CFO. Welcome, Sabrin, to the call. It's always good to have you in the room. Any questions about structure? Daryl, you could tell how, I was going to say sophisticated, because he is, but also knowledgeable as he is, because I think, we all three met before you started the class, so she can attest to his wisdom and answer any questions on the side of structuring your business and anything finance. And he's also an instructor over at KSU. So you might have homework again, because, that's what instructors do. But needless to say, without further ado, it's 6:12. I want to take and yield the rest of this hour over to Ms. Smith. And I'm going to put what you sent me in the chat box and pin you for the rest. Thank you. We're looking forward to hearing from you. Turn it over to you, Ms. Smith. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, you guys, first of all, let me apologize for screaming like that. I was on mute. Gotta love technology, but thank you guys so much. Thank you, Jamise, and everyone, for allowing me to be here today. Can everybody see my screen okay? And I
Looks
can't.
good.
Okay,
Mhm.
good.
Yes.
Good. So today I'm going to be talking about social media and AI. So you're going to get a twofer here today. But just to give you a little bit of background about myself, my name is Kelsey, owner of the Social Solutions Agency. You guys can follow me on Instagram at the Social Solutions Agency. Kind of a mouthful, but we provide simple solutions for social media so that you can monetize fast. I have my bachelor's of science degree in business management. And I've been in business 3.5 years, and I've helped over 245, probably more than that now, entrepreneurs with their social media. So I do have a gift for you guys. The first 3 people who follow me and message me the word class, you will get a special gift. So again, follow me at the Social Solutions Agency there. I'm going to give y'all just a second to do that. Again, follow me and message me that word, and you will get a special gift towards the end of the class. Give out about 5 more seconds to do that. All right, so today we're going to talk about some key platforms, as you guys may know. So this is a very interactive. I don't like to do all the talking. I would love for you guys to interact and engage with me as well. So again, if you could interact with me, I'd love to interact with you guys. So as you guys know, there's so many different platforms. Let's name them off, and I can't see everybody. Let me see if I can join on my phone too. Because anybody name, mine is this one that is on the screen. What are some of the social media platforms that we have today?
Facebook,
Yep, not and just Facebook. What else?
Instagram,
Yep.
TikTok,
TikTok.
Snapchat, Insta,
Snapchat, yep.
Threads. I
Yep.
refuse to fit it other one.
Okay, yep, that's good. You named some I didn't even put in here. Threads, yep, Pinterest. Good. So the first one we're going to talk about is Facebook. Pretty much everybody's familiar with Facebook. But as it relates to business, Facebook is a great place for people who are 25 to 34, but pretty much everybody and their mom is on Facebook, right? But it has a significant base of all age groups, but predominantly, I would say 25 to 34, but a lot of more people who are using it more heavily is that 40 and up crowd. It does have a slightly more higher female usage than male. It's widely used around the world, but it has a strong presence across the United States, North America, Europe, and Asia. And so the type of content that you want to focus on when it comes to social media on Facebook is posting content. You want to post pictures. You can post videos, but what really does well on Facebook is text. So you want to post some text that talks to your target audience. And so as far as content, that's what I would do. They also have an ad part where you can market your business through ads on Facebook, and you can target and get really specific on who you're targeting. So for example, this is an ad that I launched on Facebook a couple of months ago. As you see, I have in my picture here, you see I have text. So I have a hook that captures people's attention. ready to launch your business on social media, and then I call out my target audience. I'm asking them a question. Are you a successful woman over 40 making six figures in your 9 to 5, but you're struggling to navigate the digital world? So I'm calling out their pain points. I'm talking to my specific audience. And then if they click see more, they get to see some of the services that I offer. And then I have a call to action at the end, which is sign up. So that's how I use Facebook and use the ads. I'm more of an organic person, so I don't use ads a whole lot, but they do also have a group feature. Are you guys familiar with Facebook groups?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. Good. Facebook groups is a great place to get leads. I actually got a lot of clients from Houston specifically last year. I don't know what that was about, but I enjoyed going there. A lot of my clients flew me out to Houston. I even went to Chicago last year from a client that I got from a Facebook group. So as long as you know who you're talking to, you can get some really great results, especially from Facebook, especially these groups. If you know who your target audience is and where they're hanging out, calling out content or creating content that speaks to their pain points, that's calling out the people you want to work with, you can get some really great results. So the next platform of choice that I want to talk to you guys about is Instagram. How many of you guys are on Instagram? Oh, there's a little quiet there. Doesn't sound like a lot of people. So Facebook, it's I want you to, or Instagram, I want you to think about Instagram as like your magazine, your portfolio. So it has a popular usage among those between 18 to 29, again, more female based, strong users here in the United States, India, and Brazil. So how I want you to think about utilizing Instagram as high quality reels, which are videos. They call videos reels on Instagram. And so with reels, you can really showcase your personality, showcase your knowledge, your expertise, because we know people do business with those they know, people they like, and people they trust. And so that you can do that in your videos. For example, this is a video giving people content ideas. And this is not a video of me talking. So if you're a person who is camera shy, you don't really like talking in front of the camera, you can prop your camera up doing everyday work. Maybe you're working on a call with a client. You can pop up your tripod and record and have some text on there as well. But videos that do well as well is those talking videos. So again, calling out people, speaking to their pain points, and giving them a call to action. That's really going to do really well for you guys. If you're trying to increase your brand awareness, you can start collaborating with influencers. And does everybody know what I mean by what an influencer is? Does everybody know what an influencer is?
Tell us more.
Okay. So an influencer is somebody that, it's not to play on the words, but it's pretty much what it is. It's somebody with a huge reach, a lot of followers, a lot of influence that will persuade people to buy your product or service. So you want to collaborate with an influencer, but you don't want to just collaborate with any influencer. You want to collaborate with an influencer that has your same target audience and that could promote your product or service. And so this is going to help you with your brand awareness, which in turn will help you generate leads, which in turn will help you increase your sales. So Instagram is a great place for you to start leveraging influencers in your marketing strategy as well. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
Okay, good. So you can also utilize Instagram to post hashtags. And so hashtags are not as popular as they used to be in the past, but people are still utilizing hashtags. And then finally, a client found me from a hashtag last year as well. I was kind of surprised by that. She's in Charlotte, North Carolina. And so she needed help with her mobile home business. And I had a real estate hashtag and she found me from that. And we are good friends to this day. So hashtags can be utilized in your posts, should be utilized in your posts. And the hashtag, as you guys may or may not know, it has like the pound symbol or the number symbol. And with hashtags, you want to be strategic. You don't want to use hashtags that has a lot of uses on it. And I can't really show you what that looks like right now, but hashtags, you want to use them strategically, not using hashtags that has over 1 million uses, but it's going to help you with your visibility and your brand awareness as well. And
And
so, yes.
Miss Kelsey, sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to recognize Miss Venice. She has her hand raised. So
Oh,
I
I'm
wanted-
sorry. I can't see. Let me.
That's okay. I'm your
Okay, go
eyes.
ahead.
You're good. I just
Okay,
don't want
good.
to. Go
Yep.
ahead, Miss Warner.
Okay. Sorry. I got to okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I was trying to multitask over here. Okay. Just to circle back to the influencer standpoint, what is your viewpoint on paying people who are influencers to post or to market with through Instagram? Do you think it's
Yeah,
a good idea, bad idea?
it's a smart idea if you're
Okay.
targeting, because influencers, that's their job. That's how they get paid. Just like you get paid for your job, right? And so you want to target influencers that share your same target audience. So for example, if I'm targeting, let me see, what exactly do you do? So I can give you an example.
IT consulting and staffing.
So a good partnership with you, I mean, this is not a influencer per se, but just like a company, you would probably want to partner with like an Indeed or something like that, because y'all share that same target audience, staffing and things like that. But you wouldn't target somebody like a Tabitha Brown, because Tabitha Brown doesn't do anything with staffing, right?
Right.
So you want to find people that share your same target audience, that share your same values. And marketing is a full-time job. Marketing is its own thing. So you want to set money aside so that you can afford to pay these influencers, because like I said, it's their business, it's their job. So being strategic with it and doing your research, because people could pay for followers too. And so I hope that helped. But yeah, it's definitely a great idea and a smart idea. You just got to do your research on it.
Okay.
Yeah, good question. And then we have Twitter, which used to be called Twitter, which is now called X. It's utilized with people between ages 18 and 29. It has a more highly male user base. People in the United States, Japan, and United Kingdom utilize X. And so it's a great place if you want to get some trending topics. Things get popular on Twitter and TikTok. So if you want to jump on a trend fast, go to Twitter, go to TikTok to get some ideas. If you want to provide some updates or get some news or information, Twitter is a great place, or X is a great place to go to. They have trendy hashtags as well, so that you guys can get some ideas on there to find out, again, what's trending. And trending is what's popular or what people are talking about right now. They also have an advertising platform that you can utilize for your benefit as well. And then the last platform I'm going to talk about today is LinkedIn. So are you guys on LinkedIn? Venice said yes. Okay, good.
Yes.
Let me swipe up some. Okay, Annette said yes. Okay, good. So LinkedIn is a great place. Venice, I would probably, if I were you, highly put a lot of my energy into LinkedIn. You said you're on there? Good. Okay,
That's
so
what I
yeah, you
primarily use.
yeah. So honestly, I find that people are more serious on LinkedIn. I haven't been putting a lot of my energy as I used to in LinkedIn, but it's a great place to get some quality leads from there. People from the United States, India, and China are heavily using LinkedIn. But if y'all don't learn anything else from me, it is important for you guys to know who you're targeting. That way you don't have to, my strategy is using 2 platforms at a time, because as you guys may attest to, social media can be very overwhelming, right? So if you can try to take 2 platforms at a time, and know where your target audience is hanging out at, that can help you figure out which platforms you need to really focus on. People utilize LinkedIn for professional articles, industry news, and thought leadership posts. So you can start to connect with people in your industry and participate in LinkedIn groups as well to find your particular target audience, and ultimately find clients from there as well. I keep using Venice. I'm gonna pick somebody else eventually, but because she's in that industry, she could probably post job postings and talent on there as well. So if you're a person that is wanting to hire somebody, LinkedIn is a great place for you to utilize that platform to find talent as well. I lied. Got one more platform of choice. Everybody is not on TikTok, but TikTok is a great platform to use. How many of you guys were like flipping out when TikTok went away for like less than 48 hours.
Especially since I deleted it.
Oh no. Okay, you know you can get it back. It's in the App Store now.
Oh yeah, I got it. I got it back. So
Okay.
as soon as I checked every day.
I know that's right. I had upgraded my phone and it did not transfer over and I was upset, but I got it on the desktop. But we back now, so that's good. So TikTok is a great place, you guys, if you want to get brand visibility, brand awareness quickly. It is extremely popular among those Gen Zers. But I've seen people in their 60s on TikTok. So
Yeah, they have hashtags for certain age groups. So I'm not on there anymore, but
yeah, it's a great platform. I love it. I've been sleeping on TikTok. I actually just started getting paid through TikTok last week. So TikTok is a great platform. I have nothing bad to say, nothing about none of these platforms really too much, but
So
yeah.
I have a question. How long are they going to keep TikTok open?
I have
How
no
long
answers
is
to that.
TikTok going to be available?
I don't know.
90 days?
I think they're still fighting on that. I don't want to give a definite answer, but yeah, they're still fighting over it. So you just never. I think they did give a timeline, but I haven't been honestly keeping up with it. So
I don't think TikTok is going away because I don't think it's public knowledge, but I'm pretty sure Meta actually bought TikTok during that time frame that it went down. That I believe that's when the transaction was happening. They just haven't made it public knowledge. Because if you watch TikTok now and the platform and the connectivity to Facebook,
yep.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
You saw that change after it went down, and I believe that Meta bought TikTok. They're just not making it
Mark
public.
Zuckerberg bought it.
She got a point there because you can now connect your TikTok to your Facebook. So possibly, I mean, they would view them as a competitor. Why would they want to link the two if they were not connected?
Yeah.
Exactly. And because there was the threat that it wasn't an American owned, that's why they were shutting TikTok down. So, and if you notice during the inauguration, the former owner of TikTok was sitting there. So they're playing games.
No comment, but yes. So there you go. That's a good point. But yeah, I love to use TikTok because I can go on there barefaced like I am right now and not feel like I have to do all the things to get visible quick on TikTok. Like I would on Instagram. I feel like Instagram, like I said, it's your magazine, it's your portfolio. With TikTok, you can be a true authentic self and get clients. They have trendy music on there, just like Instagram does as well. But you definitely want to utilize it to create short content. Kimberly, yes.
Hello, how you doing? So
Good.
I want to talk quick because I know you got a limited time for somebody else comes on, but I wanted to ask, do you do any type of one-on-ones? If so, is it expensive to try to get with you? Because I want to learn more about my target audience with my hot boiled peanuts and my fresh pork skins.
Yes.
As
Yes.
to how I need to try to get mine, because I was doing the hashtags with the people that has all these millions of ones already, and now you're saying that was the wrong way. So now I need to try to re-strategize on what I need to do.
For sure. Yeah, I will be talking more about that. But if you message me the word club, I said class probably, but I meant club. Message me the word club on Instagram, and it's at the Social Solutions Agency. You can kind of get a sneak peek. Somebody already messaged me that I saw. But go ahead, you'll be able to get a preview of what I offer. And it's not expensive at all. It's
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Ms. Nikki, I apologize for interrupting. Is this appropriate for me to go ahead and drop your link in there for the club, or you want me to wait?
I don't want to wait. Yeah, let's wait.
Okay, let me know.
Yes, but good question. But you can also utilize partnerships, influencer partnerships on TikTok too, to help you reach to that target audience that you're trying to reach. So TikTok is a great place for you guys to utilize, things like I mentioned, goes popular on TikTok and Twitter. So if you want to hop on trends, I would go to TikTok first, especially for that video content, and then hop on it before it gets to Instagram. Be the first couple of people on Instagram to hop on the trend. You can get visibility quick. I'm gonna briefly talk about automation tools, and you guys are currently who are messaging me the word club or interacting with one of my automation tools. So social media optimization is a tool that you can help you manage, optimize, and streamline your social media activities. Because as we mentioned, social media can be very time consuming, but this is going to help you streamline, to help schedule your posts, to help you respond to messages and analyze your data. So the first one I'm going to talk about, I don't use this a whole lot, honestly, but it's called Predis.ai. So are you guys familiar with Canva? I see some heads shaking. Okay, good.
Yeah.
So this is Canva plus Chat GPT. And if you haven't heard of Chat GPT and Canva, you may be sleeping under a rock, my friends. But Canva plus Chat GPT plus Hootsuite. Now, if you don't know about Hootsuite, I understand it is a scheduling tool that you can utilize to schedule across all of your platforms. So it's all of that in one. So if you need help coming up with content ideas, and if you need help creating that content, and if you need help scheduling that content, Predis.ai is the tool for you. So it'll help you leverage to create content, engaging content to talk to your target audience. And so I would recommend it if that's something that you struggle with. But again, it just depends on where you're at in your business. Another thing that I like to talk about is scheduling your posts. So you guys can schedule your posts inside of these platforms themselves. So Instagram has a scheduling feature inside of their app. TikTok has a scheduling feature on their desktop, not in their app yet. LinkedIn has a scheduling feature, and Facebook has a scheduling feature inside of their app as well. And what I mean by scheduling, this means that you don't have to manually click the plus button, add the picture, add the text, and then post. You can schedule it up to, I think, almost a year in advance of content, so that you don't have to constantly, and like I said, manually uploading your posts at one time. So this is going to help save you time when it comes to uploading your posts. But there are other tools like Hootsuite that I mentioned. Planoly is another one. Plan is another one where you guys can plan your content across all your social media platforms so that you don't have to do it. A platform that I've been using, again, one I did not include it in this one. I need to update my slideshow because I just started using it 3 months ago. It's called Go High Level. And so it does everything for me as far as keyword automations. Like when you guys are messaging me the word club, that's my Go High Level at work. It can also schedule my posts for me across my Instagram, my Facebook. I think it does TikTok too. So that is a pretty cool tool. This is what it looks like on LinkedIn when you're scheduling your content on LinkedIn. But as you guys know, there's a lot of different tools out here like Chat GPT to help you come up with content ideas, to help you come up with captions. Canva has an AI tool that you can utilize to help you create content. CapCut also has an option for you guys to utilize to edit it. I don't know, Jimmy, I saw that question come through.
Yes, so there was a question about whether or not it's available. This will be available. All of this is being recorded, so you'll get this sent to you and you'll be able to see it through the recording for sure.
And Opus.ai is a pretty cool tool too. So if you guys are creating YouTube videos, which YouTube is long form content, which is usually content that's like 3 minutes, or I would say usually a minute, but 3 minutes or longer. And Opus.ai can chop it up into smaller reels, which reels are usually less than a minute. They can chop it up into shorter forms of content for you to then post on your social media pages as well. And Buffer and Later is another scheduling tool that you can utilize to schedule across multiple platforms too. If you guys are not familiar with ChatGPT, thebomb.com. I don't know where we were before chat, I guess Google. But ChatGPT is a great tool if you guys need help coming up with content ideas, if you need help coming up with captions. For example, this is what I did for my client. I told them to create a caption that talks about a new product that's coming out for my client, and they created that for me. As I mentioned, Canva also has an AI tool, so you can probably see this little, let's see if I can zoom in, this little button right here. This is their AI tool, so you can utilize that to help you come up with content. as well. So you can tell them to create a social media graphic for my personal training business, and they'll create an infographic for you as well. CapCut, a lot of people are team CapCut. I'm team InShot, but it also is a video editing tool that people are utilizing to edit videos for Instagram or for TikTok. So it'll help you kind of chop it up and make it editing a lot easier. Ooh, you put me on a new one, DeepSeek AI. I would check that out. I've not heard of that one, so I would check that out and see what that includes. But a lot of people are definitely utilizing CapCut to edit their videos. And the other one I was telling you guys about is Opus.ai. Opusclip.ai. That's a Chinese chat GPT. Ooh, they're gonna steal our information too. No, I'm just playing. No, but Opus.ai is free. All right, I'll check it out. It is gonna help you create that long form content into short form content for you to post on your social media pages. So Buffer, as I mentioned, if you guys need help scheduling your content across social media, it's going to help you save time so that you don't have to manually upload your posts, because it takes, I don't know, me at least, if I have the caption and everything done, maybe less than 10 seconds to do. But if you're not social media savvy, and if you're trying to manually create the content, then manually upload it, it could take you maybe 2 hours just to do that. But this can help you go ahead and schedule that content that's already done so that you can save less time or spend less time scheduling that content for you. And then one of my used to be favorite tools is ManyChat. This used to be my keyword automation tool. So if someone were to comment on one of my posts, or like you guys, if you were to comment, if you commented me the word class or club, a pop-up box would show up in your DMs. I didn't do that. This is something that I already set up so that I can get to my clients a lot quicker, and I don't have to manually respond to each post or each DM that comes in regards to whatever offers that I have. And that again is called ManyChat. But what I'm using right now to do that is called Go High Level, and it is thebomb.com. And I love it. So you can also use other tools like Chat Fuel. It does the same thing. I have never really used it, but it can help you with that as well. And Mobile Monkey is something that my client told me about before I heard about Chat GPT, and it does similar things to comment a keyword, and you can actually connect ManyChat to Instagram and to Facebook, and they also have it on TikTok, but because TikTok is still banned in the United States, we don't have access to that side of TikTok to it yet. So hopefully we'll get it soon. But as I mentioned, Go High Level is the one that I'm currently using for that. So there's other AI tools that you guys can utilize to help you come up with content ideas, to help you come up with copy. And copy is the caption or the words that you're trying to say either on the text on your videos or the words that you're saying in your videos. So my personal favorite that I like to use, and I haven't used it in a while, honestly, ChatGPT's still been taken over, but Jasper.ai is a great one if you need help coming up with content ideas or copy. People can kind of tell when you're starting to get stuff from ChatGPT, i.e. the word unlock. ChatGPT loves that word for whatever reason. And the rocket ships. I don't know what that's about, but they love that as well. But you can train your ChatGPT and these other tools to sound like you. And so if you want to know more about that, you have to sign up for what I have. But you can train these tools to sound like you so that you don't sound so AI-ish or not like you. As I mentioned, Jasper is one that I like to use. It is a really cool tool. So you can tell it if you're a coach that needs help coming up with email sequences, it can help you come up with that as well. It's a pretty cool tool. If you need help repurposing, and I'm talking a lot, am I making sense to everybody? This is making sense? Okay. Good. So, yes, Dennis.
Yes, you got it, Miss Smith. Go ahead,
Okay.
Miss Walker.
So going back just a little bit, I think 2 slides back when you were talking about the automatic replies that you get in your DM. So is that why now on social media, when people are talking about something they're offering. They say, if you're interested, put the word class or interested. So that's what, because then I was like, oh wow, they responded really quickly, but it's automated. Okay, now I get it. Okay.
Yep.
I learned something new.
Exactly. And the reason why you want to do that, because they're not going to know what to do next, right? And so that's going to help you get leads, and that's going to let you know who's actually interested in what you're offering. Some people may do it just to see, like I just saw Greater Wealth Works come through and say but you may get some actually quality leads that say, you know, I commented where I had a client. He teaches other therapists how to offer court mandated classes. And so I had him say in his content, are you a therapist who needs help with, you know, making 6 figures while on vacation? I have this class XYZ, comment the word webinar. And so many people comment to the word webinar because they wanted to know more information. So that lets you know who's serious and who's not. It helps your people take action. I hope that made sense and answered your question. But other tools that you guys can utilize if you need help coming up with AI videos or repurposing the videos that you already have. I don't use these a whole lot, but you can utilize either Descript or Pictory.ai. If you are a person who loves writing text, but you need help transforming that into video content, Pictory.ai is great for that as well. And Descript can help you with that too. And so I tell you guys, if you don't learn anything else from me today, make your life easier by coming up with content that speaks to your target audience. Know which platforms that you need to utilize for your target audience. And the way that you can do that is doing some research. I can tell you all day which platforms I think you need to be on, but your audience is going to tell you which platforms they're on by, you know, simply asking them. Often we are our own target audience. So whatever platforms that you're spending heavily on, maybe your target audience is on there. But I kind of ran through this a little quickly, but did you guys enjoy this workshop, this mini workshop that we had together?
You did great.
Yes.
Good. Well, it wasn't 45 minutes, but at least past couple of minutes that we had together, I'm sure you guys would agree, as you just did, that it's been time well spent together. And unfortunately, I can't cover everything that I needed to give you guys today. But I do have a special offer, and I saw some clubs coming in, so you guys are going to love this. For the people who message me the word club instead of class, I'm going to give you something special. So first, you're going to get weekly sessions with me to help you put everything that we talked about together into practice. So what you're going to get is, sorry, I don't know why this is duplicating, weekly sessions with me. But in the Social Media Success Club, you're going to get expert live sessions. You're going to get access to high quality templates, guides, and past replays. So anything that you've missed, you're going to get access to these recordings. If you need help with coaching and accountability, which a lot of us entrepreneurs need, you're going to get weekly check-ins with me with personalized and actionable support. You're going to get a community of entrepreneurs so you can be able to network and connect with people, get real live time feedback. So the master classes are actually valued at $300 per month, but you're not going to be charged this amount. I'm going to just go and stack and show you guys what all you're going to get. So this is one of my clients, Davina.
My name is Davina, and I am a full spectrum doula, and I worked with Kelsey for a little over a month. We met weekly, and our appointments were not terribly time consuming. She was patient, she was informative, and she really helped keep us on track for not just the ultimate goal for me to be able to reach more of my potential customers or clients in my case, but also how to streamline my efforts into monetizing the services that I offer. Something about.
So my clients are very talkative like me, so I'm not going to have you listen to it a whole lot, but that's one of the things that I help my clients with, monetizing their offers. But you're also going to get, as I mentioned, access to content as well, so you don't have to worry about that portion of it. Weekly accountability check-ins, as Davina mentioned.
Hello, my name is Lenitra, and I am here with Kelsey. Tonight we just finished our first session, and I'm so excited. After this session, I feel like my vision is focused. I'm not just wondering what I'm going to do and where to start. Kelsey helped me map out a plan. She helped me to create my ideal client and avatar and decide on which products I'm going to develop, where to find my potential clients, and we really narrowed down some things. So like I said, I'm laser focused now, even after the first session, and I have a whole list of things to accomplish. So I'm excited. Let's go.
So that was our first meeting together, right? And I gave her all of these ideas, and she sat on those ideas for a good month. I don't know what finally, I guess me kind of like pushing her. I'm like, okay, you need to post on TikTok. So fast forward a month later, this is what she said.
Hello, I just wanted to stop by and give you a quick testimonial. I would like to thank Kelsey. Kelsey told me everything to do. She laid out a plan for me, everything, very thorough. And guess what? I dragged my feet and I didn't do it because I was overthinking. And then I stopped thinking about it altogether because I got overwhelmed. Finally, I said, girl, you are wasting time. Stop wasting time. So I did it. I pulled the trigger. And guess what? The responses poured in. So don't be like me. Don't drag your feet. Don't overthink it. Just do the plan that Kelsey lays out for you and get ready for the responses and the
That part always makes me laugh. But she leveraged the Him and Talk hashtag or trend that was going on TikTok. She's a special needs consultant. And so she didn't even have that as a title first. So we came up with that and we helped her find her target audience. She posted one piece of content on TikTok, went mini viral and got a lot of responses. I had to hop on that trend because I was like, oh my goodness, you got a lot of responses from these. So I told her what exactly to say and how to say it. And she was able to get some great results with that. So you're going to get all of that, live calls. You're going to get some member promotions, access to vendors lists, templates, everything that you need to be successful. If you need help with engagement, we have some engagement pods to help you increase your visibility, help you increase your reach as well. And you're going to get a detailed content plan so you know what exactly you need to post when and where. And if you need help with the personalized strategy, you'll also have that too. And this is a client, I didn't have her testimony at the beginning like I normally do, but she was a person who is also needed help with accountability, needed help with social media. I told her what to post and how often she needed to post and what Facebook groups. And as you guys see, she got a lot of responses on this one post. I think her testimony is in here too.
I just want to give a shout out to Kelsey for assisting me with my social media. I need all the help I can get with it, and she's really great about giving you suggestions that are easy to apply and not overwhelming, and I really appreciate that. In fact, one of the suggestions that she gave me, I implemented right away, and within 2 hours, I had 2 bookings into my women's luxury retreat for well-being. And I just couldn't believe it because it was such a simple suggestion. So I definitely recommend reaching out to her. She'll see where you're at and what your needs are. And I'm sure she'll be able to help you. So thank you, Kelsey, for your assistance. And I highly recommend you. Thanks again.
She actually kind of shocked me too because she paid for my strategy session, but she happened to hop on a live that I had, and I gave her some one-on-one coaching at that moment on my live. She was a person of action. She took what I said and immediately took what I said and put it into practice. And I was shocked because I told her what to say. I knew it was going to work, but I didn't think she would make that $9,600 in 2 hours. I was like, I didn't even make that much money that fast. So she got some really great results from that. And so my clients, I'm going to tell you what exactly you need to say, how to say it, where to say it, all of those things. So when it comes to social media, you're not going to be overwhelmed. You're not going to be clueless. This club has everything that you guys need to be successful. So you're going to get systems, you're going to get accountability, you're going to get content ideas, all of that. So you don't have to worry about it. Member spotlights, access to resource vaults so that you don't have to be clueless when it comes to social media. And if you don't have a page yet, I'll help you set that up so you don't have to worry about it. I'm not going to play this last one, but you see, I've helped a lot of people. And so you don't have to worry about creating. When it comes to social media, you won't be clueless anymore. So that's everything that you guys are gonna get. And so if you're a person who is not able to make the live calls, if you're not able to make the live calls, which we meet every Tuesday night at 8:45, they will be recorded, so you don't have to worry about that. And it'll be at your leisure whenever you need to take it. But I highly recommend that you guys come to the live calls because you're gonna get your questions answered. So I have a question for you guys. I know I kind of spilled through this pretty quickly, but if all this did was to help you make sales profitably and make sales every week, do you guys think it would be worth it? And I would love to hear a verbal yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah.
And good. Okay. What did it say? I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But look, if this can help you get control over your business and help you grow and however much you wanted it to, would it be worth it for you, Venice, staying up a little later after 8:30?
Yeah, I have to drink some coffee or something.
I get it. But a lot of us have business ideas in our head. So if I can help you get that business idea out of your head and into reality, would it be worth it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good.
It'll
So
be worth some bags under my eyes.
Say it again.
I said it'll be worth some bags under my eyes.
It would be worth it, especially if you're gonna be able to make some more money with your business. As a business owner, we don't get to sleep as much as we like, and I love sleep. But you guys, I could make this as cheap as possible, but that wouldn't really incentivize me to really stack the value. But I am giving you guys a special today. It's gonna require a little higher investment, but that helps me devote more time and resources to give you everything that you need today. But this has made me make over $96,000 in the years all together. So I want to make sure that you guys got everything that you need so you don't make the same mistakes that I made. That's cost me a lot of time and effort. But my clients paying me some good money for this. So it's not a cost to you guys. It's an investment into your business. This is a tax write-off as well. So you'll be able to utilize this and grow your business to make more money, but use this as an investment to write off for future things that you may have that comes when you start making this money. But because you guys are special, Janice, you can drop the link now. $3.13 today, a day, which would be $97 a month. This is something that you guys should definitely benefit from. I believe it's very affordable because social media marketing is not only time consuming, but most social media marketers, myself included, our packages start at $1,000, and that's for us actually doing the work for you. But I'm going to give you everything that you guys need to be successful so you can learn it for yourself. And then and when you're ready to, I can take it over for you. But you could do nothing, which is totally 100% risk-free, or you can pony up this small investment, which is very small. And you'll get a good return just to give it a shot. There's no contracts. You can cancel at any time. But although I highly recommend that you try to stay at least 3 months, because that's when you're going to start to see results. So whether you are in the real estate industry, whether you are in a nonprofit, you're a hairstylist, you're a photographer, you're a coach, consultant, e-commerce, food and beverage, this literally works for any and everybody. Again, if you want to get started today, it's $3.13. And the people who message me the word class, I will send you a discount code so that you can get the first 7 days for free. So make sure you guys go ahead and get started. Money loves speed, so do not wait. And so I'm going to drop this here and have you guys, whatever questions you guys have, I'm here to answer.
Okay, I have a question.
Go for it.
Well, it's a selfish question. It ain't really, it's not really a let everybody learn question. So at the beginning when you first said it, you said class. I put class, you said club. I just want to make sure I'm gonna get because I think I was first. So I want to make sure.
You was first, so I'll make sure you get that keyword for sure.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yes.
Can you repeat the instructions?
Yes, if you message me the word club, I will send, and it's to @ the Social Solutions Agency on Instagram. You'll get a special discount to where you get your first 7 days for free.
I don't know if that apply to me, Chelsea, but we'll talk.
Yeah, we'll chit chat.
Yeah.
We will chat for sure. Any other questions, either about the club? Are you guys interested in wanting to join?
I'm trying to sign up now.
Oh, okay. We love action.
I think all of you guys should sign up because Google Ads itself is $15 a day. And for the value that you're getting here, it would be worth your while. It is tax deductible. So that would fall under advertising and marketing for your business. And so for those of you that want to grow and scale your business, this is really a good benefit.
For sure.
So I'm advocating for you, Chelsea.
I appreciate that. Yes. Thank you. I appreciate that.
And you all can keep the thoughts going. I mean, the line is open. You can see I pinned Sabrin. He's next. He's coming right behind Miss Kelsey. But before I transition to Sabrin, I wanted to share with you all how Greater Wealth Works met Kelsey, the social media agency. I was in the office and the phone rang and I answered and it was Kelsey. So Kelsey did her 60-second spiel in like 30 seconds. And I leaned in the phone. I'm like, tell me more. How did you find out about us? What do you need? So Kelsey is actually a part of the Greater Wealth Works community. She's one of my businesses that I coach directly. We were doing, our cadence was every other week, maybe every week for a while. Now it's, I think, going to monthly. So the engaging is going. So everything that you're learning, she has put into time to work on her business to help her get to this point. So now, because we're offering different levels of engagement with our partners, Kelsey is now a part of the cohort where she talks with the cohort specifically about social media platforms to provide you options so that you can decide if you're going to do nothing or you're going to do something. And if you don't, at least you have this to take away from tonight with everything recorded with what she said to give you the opportunity to go a little bit further inside of these social media platforms to meet people where they are. So I just wanted to give that backstory because I just think it says a lot about her target clients, her ability to take her activities so that she can increase her KPI. She also participated in our wellness fair, which was in September, where she came out to work on her business. So this is just a testament to the power of partnering with Greater Wealth Works real time. So those of you all, I think I've talked about the virtual assistant every week since I met you, Daryl, because some of the clients need a virtual assistant in their life. And so what I need to do a better job is making sure that I have your Instagram handles and other ways that I could just move you in those spaces because you just so happen to be coming up. Because I say, they've asked for it. Why would I recommend them to someone else when I know you can help them based on the conversations we've had? Miss Venice. I could go through everyone. Miss Tasha. Tashina King. You all know. So this is a part of the power of the Greater Wealth Works network. So I just wanted to share that because I think that would really be a great segue into the power of being a part of this community and what we try to do for small businesses. So I didn't want to miss that. I told you I was going to put it on the front end, Kelsey, but I didn't. So I think this is a great transition into Sabrin or any other questions that you all may have before we move forward. And we're doing great on time. We got 60 more seconds. So you guys have been great. So
thank you. Well, thank you guys for the opportunity. I am following up with y'all. Y'all are getting the instant message. If you have problems, we'll communicate via DM. But thank you guys for the opportunity. I'll still be here though on the chat.
For sure. Thank you, Miss Kelsey.
Thank you.
All right. So listen, you all, this is like bonus night. I don't know. I just feel like the synergy that's in the room and who we have. Stephen talked talked you up last week around talking about the business structures or anything, setting your business on a firm foundation so you can know what you need to know. Sabrin doesn't need an introduction, but I'm gonna give him one. He is our CFO at Greater Wealth Works. He is a professor at KSU. He is a finance extraordinaire. He has a YouTube page, and he is everything I can think of when it comes to businesses. And some of you, I've said before in my spiel, you need a Sabrin in your life. Everybody does if you're a business owner. So lean in and learn tonight. Sabrin, I'm gonna turn it over to you.
All right. So, thank you for the introduction, Jamise. I know some of the people on the phone. I've talked to Chelsea, so I've got a chance to meet her. I know Tashina. I've worked with her multiple businesses. I've got a chance to meet Daryl, but for those of you that don't know me, I have been with Greater Wealth Works for 4 years now. I have 20 years of experience in accounting and finance. I teach at Kennesaw State University. I work with small business owners that are in my class. It is a 16-week class. And I want to say the last semester I had 4 of my students actively start their business while in class and, get clients that paying clients before they even finish the class. I've helped probably about in the last year or so 50 clients start and launch their business. Some of them come on as clients of mine, whereas there's mentorship with them as well. So I like to say, and me and Jamise joke about it, but my first love is business. I just so happen to be an accountant. So I decided to blend the two because accounting has, paid the bills over time. And so you learn to say, okay, you know what, let me find a happy medium between the two. And so since I've joined Greater Wealth Works, that has really skyrocketed. Now, I do believe in 3 R's before I start this presentation. And those 3 R's is if you establish good relationships, those good relationships will then lend you to their resources. And then the 3rd R would be riches. So as long as you have good relationships, you get the resources that they have, and then the riches will be there. So I'll get started with the presentation, and feel free to stop me if you have any questions. Share.
Are you able to share there?
Let's see if I can share it. That's not it.
Okay, I'm gonna make you the co-host.
Yeah, I think that's probably why I can't share it.
I apologize. Let me go
Oh no,
ahead
you're good. You're good.
and do that. Turn that on. Oh, yep. There we go.
Okay, so now I should be able to share it. So are you able to see it, Mr. Meese?
Not yet.
Not
Not
yet.
yet. So you want to stop and then reshare, and then it should. And if not, you can always email me, and I'll drive.
Okay.
There we go. Sabering this up.
All right. So I'll start from the beginning. And this is my contact information. I've pretty much paraphrased some of the information, but if you want to contact me, that is the business phone number, email address, and the website to my business tax accounting firm. And it pretty much paraphrases what it is that I do. I do have a business, 2 bachelor's degrees, one in business management with a minor in accounting, and also a business degree in technical management with a concentration in human resource management. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about is essential tax tips for micro, small businesses and entrepreneurs, which most of you are on the call. So the main thing about getting your business set up is, I know in the class you guys are talking about business plans, and you're talking about strategies in terms of your tags, your talents, let's see if I remember it. It's talents, abilities, gifts, that Stephen talks about a lot in the class. And so with that, you know, the business plan is very fundamental when starting a business. And so that's one of the reasons why in this particular course, we talk about getting a business plan and why it's vital. But once you get that business plan in place, which is the foundation of your business, and you decide that once you've determined your SWOT analysis, which is your strengths, your weaknesses, opportunities, threats, once you figure that out, you want to establish the business. And one of the ways that you establish the business to, you know, legally form as an entity would be to apply for a federal employee ID number. And so the way you would do that is you would apply for it on the IRS website. So you would go to www.irs.gov. On that site, you would look for apply for an EIN. It is free for anyone that's establishing their business. And this is also used when you file your taxes. It is used to apply to your tax withholdings, any filings that you would have to do in terms of deposits and employment taxes for those of you that decide to pay yourself from the business. This is also used on forms when you hire employees, and also the Social Security Administration when they're verifying, you know, employees that you are bringing on board. I think I popped in a link there, which is www.irs.gov, and you would go and apply for an EIN number. Now, what I will say for those of you that are on the call, even if you are the only person within the business, I recommend to get an EIN number, because you don't want to operate as a sole proprietor. Typically, a sole proprietor is someone that's in business for themselves, and they're using their social as their business identifier. I think that you all would agree that, you know, using your social is not something that's wise to do, because it opens you up to identity theft. And, you know, just turning in a form with your social on there, I don't think that's something you would want to do, and not something I would advise. So even if it's just a single member LLC, it is wise to get a EIN number. So that way, any documents that you're turning in, you can use that EIN number as your official tax identifying number for your business. And so this is how you would apply for your EIN number. This is the website. This is what it looks like. You would go there and go to apply for employer ID number, which is commonly known as the EIN number. So there are different filing structures when you decide that you're going to go into business. One of the structures that we just talked about briefly is a sole proprietor, which is also considered a single member LLC. You have the limited liability corporation, commonly known as an LLC business structure. Limited liability partnerships, that's typically when the business is owned by more than one person in the business. That would be considered a limited liability partnership. Then you have what's called the subchapter S Corp, which is commonly known as the S Corp. And you have a subchapter C Corp, and you have a trust, which most people will develop when they have, assets that they want to protect. And then you have the nonprofit structure. So one of the things that I advise when I meet with clients is, your business taxes are different from your personal taxes. And the reason being is, a business must file their taxes by March 15th of the calendar tax year. So those of you that have, at the bare minimum, an LLC, an S Corp or a C Corp, your taxes for your businesses are due March 15th. A lot of people get this confused with, the personal taxes, which are typically due in April, but business taxes are due by March 15th. For S Corp businesses, the income and losses for some businesses are passed through and are taxed on the owner's tax return. So I'll pause there for a second. So when you're setting up your business as an S Corp, you have the ability to record the income and revenue that you've earned in the business, but you also have the option to record any losses that occurred in the business. And what that means when it says are passed through and taxed on the owner's tax return. So basically, if you have an S Corp, and let's say that you made $100,000 within the business, and let's say you paid yourself half of that, you can actually tax the business at $50,000, but then claim the other $50,000 on your personal tax return. So if you're in a calendar year, April 15th is typically the deadline for people who have a C Corp federal tax return that they are turning in, which is typically Form 1120. Or if you decide to file for an extension, you want to make sure that you file that extension in enough time for it to be approved. So typically, March 1st should be your target date if you decide that you're not going to file your taxes by the 15th of March. You want to file that that extension in enough time for it to get approved. Estimated taxes are due on income that does not have tax withheld, such as payroll taxes. And that's typically for individuals that are paying themselves through the business. And I think a lot of times clients get confused with an owner's draw. An owner's draw is not taxable income. An owner's draw is just that. You're taking a draw from the revenue that you've earned in the business. When you withhold taxes, that is actually income that the IRS recognize as taxable wages that you would be able to claim. Usually when you pay yourself through the business, you do pay those payroll taxes quarterly. And typically a quarter is every 3 months. So for example, your first quarter payment would be due on April 15th. So it would account for January, February, March. April 15th would be the day that it's due. And then you would continue in that same cadence where April, May, June, it would be due July 15th. And then for the third quarter, which would consist of July through September, that would be due October 15th. And then your last quarter, which is October, November, December, are due January 15th. Now I'm going to pause for a second because for individuals that are single member LLCs, or let's say you're paying yourself a salary, You do have the option to catch up any withholding taxes that are due. Let's say for example, you have, let's say the first half of the year, business was not that great, but then all of a sudden it picked up, the second half of the year. You do have the option to pay and catch up those withholding taxes so that, you're taking care of that in the front end, as opposed to waiting till it's time for you to file your taxes and then you get this surprise tax bill from the IRS that you'd have to pay. So that's something I definitely can work with you on, for those of you that want to pay yourself or desire to pay yourself from the business, depending on, how much revenue you have coming in. And that's something that we definitely can work on. So there are different business tax forms that the IRS uses to recognize each business entity. So for example, when you're reporting business income, and depending on the type of business you formed, your business activity, and if you have employees, will require certain forms that's turned into the IRS. So for sole proprietors and single member LLCs, usually any overhead expenses that you incur within the business, you would file what's called a Schedule C. And that is typically filed with your personal taxes on your 1040. An S Corp, partnership, C Corp is a little bit different. You file those separate from your personal taxes. Your S Corp, if you are an S Corp business structure, if you have more than one owner within the business, when those business taxes are filed, each owner will get a Schedule K1, and that's basically the tax document that breaks down the tax liability that each owner would incur, that they have, stake into the business. The same thing would apply to a partnership or C Corp. You would receive a Schedule K1 if you're a business partner within that entity, and that's what you would use to file on your 1040. Now, I do want to talk about when it relates to a partnership S Corp. I know that some people, for tax purposes, will file what's called a foreign entity because they're not a business structure that is registered with the Secretary of State with Georgia. Usually for tax purposes, you'll have a business owner file their business or register with the state of Delaware for tax purposes. And so that would be considered in the state of Georgia as a foreign entity, meaning that, whatever the state laws, local laws are in that particular state is what you would be privy to and what you would have to comply to. I've seen that happen in some cases. And so, but for the most part, most people who establish a business is typically in the state of Georgia. And so the only thing that you would have to do, just like you would if you filed your business with Delaware, would be to renew your annual registration with the Secretary of State, and then file your taxes. So there are some new tax laws this year. And as you know, with a lot of the pandemonium that's going on with this current administration, this may change, but this is the most latest and greatest information as it pertains to the tax laws. There has been an increase to the standard deduction. And I pointed out some of the changes here where married couples filing jointly has gone up to the standard deduction is $29,200. It is up by $1,500 from last year. Single tax filers and married individuals filing separately, the standard deduction is $14,600. That is up by $750 from last year. Head of household is up by $1,100 from 2023, and that is $21,900. So basically, what this means for each tax filer is if you're one that does itemized deductions for your taxes, if it doesn't meet this threshold, then you would be privy to, to this particular standard deduction. So typically what that means is your itemized deductions that you want to claim would have to exceed these amounts. And if they don't exceed these amounts, then it's going to default to this particular, it's going to default to this standard deduction in the event that you don't have enough itemized things to deduct for your taxes. The earned income credit, tax credit, not much has changed from that, just slightly. For taxpayers that have 3 or more children that they're claiming on their tax return, it is up by $400 from last year. And that's some of the things that I've seen so far. I know you guys that are following what this new administration is doing. They talked about, I think it's DOGE, where your tax filers will get a check for $5,000. That's one of the things that's probably out there right now in social media and in the news, but that's yet to be approved as of yet. But that is one of the most recent new tax laws that I've seen become a topic of discussion, but not yet approved. So one of the things that we talked about even in Kelsey's presentation was business tax deductions. Now that's something that you guys really want to take advantage of, because with business tax deductions, these are the deductions that you can get credit for in your business. And so just with the advertising and marketing, that is definitely one thing that you want to utilize to grow and structure your business. But at the same time, you also want to get a tax deduction on it. So the question I get a lot is, what can I deduct? In business, you can claim a variety of tax deductions. These deductions can include meal plans. It can include uniforms. It can include, parking in some situations here in Georgia for those that, work in Atlanta. Reimbursement for travel, out-of-pocket expenses you incur, traveling, and even some Roth and 401k plans, retirement plans. But most importantly, for those of you that are in business, as you know, when you're starting a business, there are going to be some startup costs before you even make profit. And so you can also deduct or amortize those startup costs over many years. And so what that would look like is, if you decided, let's say you had about $10,000 worth of startup costs, and you say for this year you only want to use $2,000 of those startup costs. So typically over the next 5 years, you can take those $2,000 over the next 5 years until you've pretty much zeroed out that $10,000 worth of startup costs. But you also have what's called, a bonus depreciation for, organizational expenses. And so that basically would be, let's say you buy furniture, you buy a vehicle for the business, equipment for the business. You can, over a period of time, depreciate the value of that particular asset that you're using within the business. But keep in mind that you want to make sure that you log those expenses and keep receipts in order to prove those deductions if you're ever in a situation where you're audited. Let's see. I think somebody had a question.
Yeah, Kelsey has her hand up. Is it okay for her to?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we both have to benefit from each other in some kind of way. But I guess my question is kind of what you're talking about just now. If we wanted to buy a car for our business, like what's the percentage if it's our only car and it's for personal use as well? How will we figure that part out as far as deductions and all of that, payments and all of that?
So the way that the IRS recognizes a company vehicle is you have to use the vehicle over 50% within the business. And so that's why it's important that you have to make sure that you record the mileage that you're using. And here's the other caveat. So if you're going to use a vehicle in the business, you have one or two options. You either going to claim the mileage, or it's either mileage or fuel. And so for me, I think, mileage would probably be in your better benefit. But then again, with the price of gas being variable, it's really a toss up between what's going to be beneficial to you in terms of how you plan to utilize that vehicle within the business. I think I have Chelsea and T Strickland raise their hand.
Good answer, man. Thank you.
Okay.
Question. If we have a home office, can we claim that as well as part of us renting, space in our home?
So I would say yes, but I will tell you the requirements around that. So if you're going to use your home or if you're going to use your home as a home office, you would have to register your home as a home office with your county, the county that you live in, and there, you might want to check with them to see what the provisions are around using your home as a home office, because I'll give you an example. I use one of my rooms as a home office, and I live in Cobb County, but I also live in Ackworth. So Ackworth provisions are, if I use my home as a home office, I can't have more than, 2 visitors. If I conducted business, out of my home, you can't have deliveries, come to your home. You'd have to, establish a way to have, deliveries picked up, or, if you needed to have delivery sent out, they can't, be within the neighborhood. You can't have any cars in your driveway. So it's a few things that you want to look into if you decide to go that route. But it is rewarding in the sense of you can write off up to 500 square feet of your home as your home office. and get credit for it. But one of the other things you also would have to do is get your business license, which is not a bad thing because, you know, with most people that you're going to do business with, they want to see that you have a business license to conduct business. And so it works in two ways. It works that you're registered as a home office, but then if you decide for whatever reason to work with the state or work with a local municipality that requires that, you have it already. And that wouldn't be a thing you would have to, you know, be behind the ball with, you know, getting a business license because, you know, having that home office would require it.
Thanks, that's very helpful.
But again, each county is different. But I would, you know, look into the county that you live in and see what those restrictions are if you decide to go that route with, you know, using your home as a home office. But it is beneficial because it's a tax write-off. You can pretty much write off half of everything that it costs to operate your home office, and that's everything from your business line to internet service, any office supplies that you use, basically any expense that you incur to run your home office, you would get at least half of a percentage of those expenses as a tax credit. So let's see. Can you still see the presentation?
I'm going to bring it back in view because I think you were sharing the screen. There we go.
Okay.
For everybody. Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that I stress with business owners is make sure that as you're in business, you want to separate your personal accounts from your business accounts. Now, starting out, you know, I know that, you know, you probably will use, you know, money from your personal account to help fund the business account, but there is a way to do that. You definitely don't want to commingle funds because it makes it harder for you to create credibility, but then it also helps you in a situation where if you were able to be sued and you have your funds commingled together, not only can the person bring a litigation against your business, they can also sue you personally. So my advice would be, if you have a business and you're having to use personal funds, I would withdraw those funds from the personal account and then make a deposit to the business as a loan, you know, to the business. And so that way, that kind of creates a clear-cut distinction between what's business from personal. So that is very, 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 very important. That's one of the requirements that I stress when I'm working with clients is, let's get your business account established. And then from there, let's get into a cadence of everything that transacts through the business. You're operating it through the business. And if you need to withdraw money from your personal account, you know, we will work on that cadence of how that would look. So that way, if you ever audit it, you have a clean slate as far as being able to distinguish between the two.
Okay, so Sabre Venice has her hand up.
Okay.
I understood what you said about if you're loaning money to the business from your personal, you can do it as a loan. But in the reverse, if the business is loaning money to you, does it work the same or is it viewed differently?
So, so to the business, that would be depending on how much money it is.
From the business to you.
Okay, so from the business to you would be an owner's draw.
Okay.
That would be an owner's draw. That's the cleanest way to do that. Is that you're taking an owner's draw to yourself. You know what you decide to do with that money from that point. That's really on you.
Okay.
But if you are loaning money to the business, that would be considered either a short or long-term liability, depending on the terms of when you're going to pay that money back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. So the importance of this back. So there's an importance of having a business checking account. Again, it establishes the credibility of separating your business finances from your personal finances. It makes your small business more ready for tax season. It helps your bookkeeper, with bookkeeping and accounting. It reduces your personal liability for your business. It also helps to qualify you for loans and to grow your business. It provides you with a business focus feature. And you want to be able to, operate as a business. So, your forms of payment may be varied. It allows you to be able to take credit card payments and any other forms of payments. This also helps with growing your business. But most importantly, it lends credibility and professionalism. If you're going to be in business, you want to operate like a business, and you want people to be able to respect your brand and know that you're going to put your best foot forward as it pertains to your business. See. So here are some of the deductions as it pertains to a small business. So I'm not going to go through everything here, but just high level. When it comes to deductions, you can claim deductions as far as your home office that we talked about, vehicles, travel to meetings, other business events. The main thing about, business deductions is you want to make sure that they are documented and detailed. For example, if you're going to have a business meal, you need to be able to have on record the date that you conducted the business meeting. When it pertains to meals, you want to say who all was available for that meeting and the purpose of it. Meals can be 50% or 80% deductible, depending on what type of meal it is. You also have the option for entertainment expenses. I know some people that are in sales as a way to gain a customer's business, they may take them out somewhere for entertainment to kind of win them over. In that case, you want to make sure that you document what type of entertainment expense that was incurred. And then that also applies to anyone that is a business owner that owns rental property. There are also deductions for rental property. Those deductions could be any capital improvements to the business, to the rental property, and any taxes that you incur for that real estate. Business losses is probably one of your best friends when you own a business. You're gonna have some losses. That's just part of business. In that, you want to make sure you have a good record keeping of what those business losses were. So that way, when you work with someone like myself or a tax professional, that they're able to account for whatever business losses that you have. Obviously, the more loss that you have, the more tax credits that you can claim. Now, I did want to point out that for C Corp owners, they cannot claim business losses. they are able to carry forward that loss over a period of time. But there are some rules that the IRS have in place for C Corp owners, business owners. And so that is probably the only business structure that does not have the same privileges as, you know, the LLC, the S Corp. So where can I file my business taxes? So the IRS has
Sorry
many.
to interrupt. Did Kelsey get her question answered there? She has another one.
Sorry, I do.
Sorry about that. I wanted to
Lord.
make sure. Okay.
I hope I didn't lose it. No, I think I was gonna ask. So you mentioned about like food and things like that. Um, I guess I wanted to know because if we went to like a conference or if we're meeting a client, how do we determine what's 50% or what's 80%? Because I was always told like if you're paying for somebody else's meal, then you can kind of write that off. Then is that true or how do you determine that?
Yes. If you're paying for the meal, let's say you have a business meeting and you have a client and you're paying for a meal, a business meal, that is a tax write-off. So you can essentially write off a majority of that expense. If you attend a conference and that conference is part of your field that your field that you're in, you can also claim that as well. Any expenses that you've incurred in terms of lodging, because you know there's some times where you may have to stay overnight for that conference, so you can write off a portion of that. If there's a rental car that you know to get around in terms of transportation, that's one other thing that you can write off. Fuel, basically anything like for those of you that let's say you use most companies use Concur. And so in Concur, you know, you'd have to submit all of your receipts for purchases that you made. And so your company will let you know based on what their exceptions are, what they would be able to reimburse you for. It kind of goes the same way when it relates to your with your taxes. You're able to, as long as you're able to justify what it was for, you should be able to write off that meal and any expenses that came along with it. I think someone had a question.
I think Venice put a comment in there. You can also claim the per diem rate for the area also, right?
Right. So like if you're a contractor and let's say that, you know, you have what's your average, but then you also have a per diem rate. So for example, if where you are, let's say you're in a state and your per diem is higher, then obviously you want to get the higher amount. You don't want to get your regular rate if if the per diem is higher. So so yes, you can claim that as well. And I think I had a few more slides here. So your business taxes as it relates to like your withholding, when it relates to your withholding taxes, you do have the option where I was saying that you can catch up any taxes that you any withholding taxes that you are responsible for. You can set up those payments through what they call the EFTPS system, and that's an electronic federal tax payment system that you would have to register for. And with that account, you would be able to, you know, make your withholding taxes there. If you ever had to, you know, catch up, you know, any withholding taxes that you owe in advance. So that way when when you're filing your taxes, you don't end up having a huge tax bill. The other option you have is you can mail them in. or you can have a third-party tax preparer submit those forms to IRS on your behalf. Keep in mind that in some counties here, you have state and local taxes that you would be responsible for. And so you would also be able to pay that there as well. If I owe the IRS, my advice as a tax accountant, tax professional, I will say get with someone such as myself or with a third party tax preparer and discuss your situation with that individual. I would not recommend not filing your taxes. There are penalties each day that that you don't file your taxes. You have until April 15th. After that, that's when the clock start rolling in terms of penalties. So never not file your taxes. My advice would be to talk to someone who have experience in that area where you can look at what you may be facing. A lot of times you may not end up owing anything, but you want to have a strategy and you want to be able to work with someone that would be able to assist you with that. I've worked with individuals where, let's say they're behind 4 or 5 years, and we were able to work through it. And a lot of times when they thought that they owed the IRS, it was the exact opposite. So so that's why I say don't ever not file it. Talk your situation with someone that has that expertise. And even if you end up, let's say, owing a balance to the IRS, there's ways that you can settle that tax bill. But you want to be proactive in that, because one thing about the IRS is if you owe money and you don't pay it, they're going to get it one way or the other, either through tax lien or garnishing your wages. So you definitely don't want to be on that end of the law with the IRS. So I would say, for those of you, as it pertains to this slide, if you're going to pay yourself, make sure that you are responsible in paying your quarterly business taxes. You can pay your taxes either monthly or quarterly. That's really up to you. You have that option to select which option you want when you set up that account with the Department of Revenue and the Department of Labor. I would say if you think you're going to owe the IRS based on how much money you make, you want to make sure you discuss those options with a tax preparer. The sooner you act, the better your chances will be. Importance of tax strategy. I think with anyone that is in business, you want to select a business structure that is also going to benefit you on the tax side. If an LLC is not one that's going to work for you, then you want to look at the other business structures so that from a tax perspective, you want it to be to where it benefits your business as well as your personal taxes. So that's very important when going into businesses, making sure that you are aware of what business structures are and what tax strategies that you can use that not only will optimize you in a better financial outcome, but also on the tax side, because if you don't, there are some tax implications that you will face if you're not smart about strategizing between the two. And so that is the end of the presentation. I know it was a lot of information to take in. I am available if you have any other questions that you may think of, but the important thing is out of this whole presentation is making sure that your business is set up in a way where it's going to benefit you on the tax side. You definitely don't want to be in a situation where you end up owing money, not only on the business side, but also on the personal side. And so there are ways that I can, meet with you and talk to you about what would be the best strategy for you, not only for your business, but as you grow, what would make sense in terms of what would be the best way to handle that situation. So I will open it up to any questions that you guys may have.
For
Thank you.
the businesses that need to get established with banks, do you guys give a recommendation to the organizations that you find to be really great for small new businesses? Do you have a list of those recommendations, or do you guys have tax professionals that has partnered with Greater Wealth Works that you can also provide to the students?
So, and I'll probably interject, Ms. Jamise, but the main thing is making sure that you get yourself structured. So you definitely, if you're going into business, you want to make sure that you have a business plan. That's first thing. That's your foundation. The next thing would be to register with the Secretary of State. With that, you'll have you'll be recognized as a business entity within the state. With that, you would get a certificate of organization, depending on what structure that you decide to go with. You will also have your articles of organization, meaning, and then once you get that established, at that point, then you can start looking at banks that you feel that would be in your best interest as far as business is concerned. Most credit unions are good. As far as establishing a banking relationship, my accounting business is with Navy Federal Credit Union. And then my other businesses are set up with Chase. So it just all depends on what products that you feel is going to be beneficial for your business.
Okay. And do you recommend also when they obtain their EIN number, they go ahead and get their DUNS number and get registered with SAM and the SAM system too?
So I will say that if you're going to have, so the DUNS number and the and your SAM's number are typically used when you're thinking about going into government contracting, because that establishes, business credit. That's kind of like on the personal side where you have Equifax, TransUnion, Experian. Your DUNS number is basically your credit profile for the business. And so that's where you would go to. So as you establish credit terms with vendors, and you have a good payment history, your DUNS number would be the credit profile to let other, creditors that you're doing, business credit with, you get a score. And so based on that score, it's a little bit different from what our personal credit profile would look like. So their grading scores from 0 to 100. So obviously the closer to 100 you are, the more impressionable you are to, creditors lending you credit to the business. And so with that, the DUNS number would be that credit profile that's set up. And then your SAM's number is basically what the government will recognize your business as being, a business that is wanting or aspiring to do business as far as, government contracting. So, those are the things that you would need to venture down in that space, rather it be federal or state, contracts. You want to have that available. And then you also have what's called a cage number. The cage number is also a identifier when, let's say, for example, if you were to register your business as a woman-owned business, they would be able to recognize that by your cage number as well, because that would go on the application when you're applying for or when you're applying and bidding on a government contract.
Now, when you go to register for like getting your woman-owned business certification, if you're 8A certificate, you know, those type of certifications, don't those apps normally ask for all of those identifiers?
Well, let me interject right now. We're going to have a workshop specifically dedicated to certifications as conducted.
Okay, I'm sorry.
SBA.
Okay.
No, you're fine. But I want to invite. I'm so glad you brought this in the
Yeah.
conversations, because we have so many moving parts. Our March is going to be like March Madness, but
It is.
in a way that we're on the field dunking in all these areas. Business. So no, I'm glad you brought it forward. But we're going to have a full-on workshop in March. I'm going to send it directly to this cohort group, and I may have it by the end of the week. My administrator was just confirming the date from the SBA so that you can hear straight from the SBA what you're going to need. Because listen, if you've not listened to the news, there's a lot going on. So our
Yeah.
SBA friends are going to be able to drop that knowledge in that session. No charge. All you gotta do is just register for it, and we're gonna have it conducted. So that way you can get it straight from the horse's mouth. So I mean, Sabrin, please respond. I just wanted to let this business know
you hit it right on the nail. You hit the nail on the head, Jamise. What I will say is, because of the DEI stuff that's going on, there's been some revision and some scrubbing of things as it pertains to certain certifications. With this new administration, they want to make everything inclusive. And so with that, funding is also attached to that. So there's been a lot of revisions since, January 20th, when President Trump, took office, and,
and you'll get it firsthand from our partners from the SBA. So that's why I'm saying, let's get you in that. So that way,
right.
I mean, she does a full on, because women, just so you know, that whole messaging behind that is from the SBA's mouth are not a part of the DEI, but the certificate. It's not even but certification qualifications. You'll be able to ask those questions directly, so you'll know how to move in that space.
Right.
That makes sense.
So before I take Tashina, I think Chelsea had a question. I think she had a question.
Well, I don't think she has an opportunity to get her question answered, so I'll let her go first.
Okay.
Go ahead, baby. Go right ahead. No, because my question, go ahead.
Okay. Someone, I don't know the exact form, which I need to follow up with you, Sabin, because I did my homework since we last chatted, and I got to schedule some time with you. One of my clients sent me, she asked me for my EIN to send me back. I can't remember the exact form. I had already filed my taxes though. So do I need that, whatever she sent me, to be a part of my tax return?
So what she's asking you for is the W-9. The W-9 establish, your EIN for her to do a 1099 to the business. So that's probably what she was asking for.
Yeah, and I sent that to her, and then she sent me something else in my mail.
Okay, so you filed your taxes already?
Yep.
So you would probably have to amend it. And then you'll have to add, that 1099 that she's sending to you when you do the amendment.
I absolutely have to.
Yep.
The penalties of me actually filing on time this time. All right.
Well, no, it wouldn't be a penalty, because you're acknowledging that, that you got this 1099, and, you're acknowledging it. So it wouldn't be a penalty. Just as long as you do the amendment.
No. I guess I was kind of speaking sarcastically, but yeah, I'll okay. I'll do that.
We'll connect.
Yes, for sure.
Miss Tashina.
Yeah. So I'm just okay. So I was also thinking about going to get these certifications, especially like women owned, that kind of thing,
Mhm.
minority owned. But just so we and I just want to. I'm a little. I was actually a little nervous about going to do that now,
Yeah.
since that I feel like having that certification may make you a target of not getting stuff if they just know, you know, you a chick, or you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just trying not to get, I'm just trying not to get got.
So
So
No, time out,
yeah, yeah.
Okay, let me chime in again
I
and
want
let me let you know from the SBA, right?
Mm-hmm.
With regards to certification, all of those filters in terms of contracts and everything, I'm going to have to just table it until we can directly hear, because this, like the SBA administrator, I think she's called, said to us, like, because we're in meetings every week, just giving us update. They're in transition, and there's different things that are happening, so there's a lot of uncertainty. But
Mhm.
I don't want us to give you information unless it's straight coming from the administration. And what I mean by that is the SBA folks who are getting firsthand information. So don't be, it's okay to be uncertain. But in terms of, working in this space, the new SBA administrator for SBA is Kelly Leffler, who is a small business owner, woman working in this space, and she's an advocate for what we're doing. I just don't want us to be able to go in the spaces of unknown and uncertainty and then give you information back that may or may not be true. So that's why I want to kind of pull away from the certifications and talk more about business structure, other things we know the facts around before we get into spaces that we don't know that are kind of gray.
Yeah.
So there's no, misinformation shared, because
Right.
there's a lot
of that.
Yeah, it's like from one week to the next, the way that it's been. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
I've
tough.
I've I've
We
sat
stay
in some
away
of the
from it.
meetings with Jamise, and we could think that there's a strategy to doing something, in the very next week it could be something different.
Yeah, so just hold off on the what should I do about that. Let us get our SBA certification workshop, which is not, I mean, seriously, I don't have the date off the top of my head, but you better believe I'll have it by Wednesday. And I will make sure once it comes out, y'all get it so you can talk directly and have access to our partners there. Because believe me, they are very much in that space. So no, it's okay to be uncertain and not sure, but we're going to bring the certainty back with the experts, if that's okay.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
Well, guys, it's 8:03.
Yeah.
I listen, we could go on. Let me tell you, it gets better with time with these experts we're bringing in the room. But the good news is that I'm hopeful that Miss Kelsey Smith will come back and be part of the expert team that's going to give you feedback during your market days next week. And then Sabrin, I know you're going to be out of town, so we're going to miss you, but we are not going anywhere. Sabrin
Right.
is our CFO at Greater Wealth Works. Oh, great. Kelsey's saying yes. So you'll have access to him. He is available for consultations. He gave you his business for his accounting firm. So you're going to have everything you need. You just have to make the decisions to what's best for you. So I just want to put that in perspective because there's a lot, but you're going to get the facts at Greater Wealth Works. Right. And Sabrin, can you drop your email in the chat box? And that way people will definitely be able to access you and get to you. So, but it's so important to get your questions. So let me make sure that's cleared out because I had a few people. There we go. All right. Oh, and just so you know, that's not all of our banking partners, but when we had our wellness fair, 5-Star has already sponsored the wellness fair for this year. They did last year. And I just put one of their locations in Marietta. That's a great option. And Stearns is a bank that's online. And they are also in partners with all of the women's business centers, and they do provide loans and other financial products and solutions online if you choose. But as Coach Sabrin said, do your research, find out what's best for you. I think Ms. Venice was asking who do we use. I think you shared who you use, and it's really the relationships. Back to the relationships. That might help you as well. Where do you have a relationship? And our relationships and partners, I put a few, I didn't put all of them, are in the chat box with ViStar and Stearns Bank. So thank you, my friends, for tonight. I told you it was one you would not forget, and how action-packed it was with Coach Sabrin and Coach Kelsey. So Kelsey be back for some feedback during your market days. I think some of you were asking to switch days. I think Coach Stephen engaged you, but more than anything, I hope you enjoyed this evening. Thank you, Kelsey. Thank you, Sabrin, for your time, your treasures, your talent, all the things that you share with Greater Wealth Works. We are great for that and better because of it. So come back on Wednesday. You do not want to miss Mr. Galloway. Mr. Warren Galloway is the expert in the micro loan space, and he's going to give you some creative ideas to build capital and access capital. I tell you, I'll save the surprise for him to unveil on Wednesday around our new and improved partnership with him, and also Kiva, which is an organization that we're partnering with that provides microloans to small business owners. So thank you. Oh, my pleasure. Kelsey, does anybody have any more questions before we wrap? I didn't want to cut, but I just wanted to make sure we shifted to make sure we stay on point with tonight, so that Stephen can give me a star. Which once he listens to me, I get feedback too. He is a consummate coach. Any questions? All right.
Kelsey, can you, if I'm having problems signing up, can you contact us online? I mean, I'll this after this.
So what?
Yeah.
So Denise said
information.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Kelsey.
Yes, I think everybody. I got D flat words chemistry. Tashina, I see you on here. And Freeland Group. So those who followed me and sent me a message, yes, I would happily follow up with you.
All right. Okay, everyone. See you.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
What a great
Good
night.
night.
See you Wednesday.
Bye.
Come back
Bye.
Wednesday for more. Bye, everyone.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night. Thank
Night.
you. Stay
Bye.
safe.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stop this recording.